Okay, and we're live.
Well, I'll call the meeting to order in the absence of Dave. He's probably not going to be here. We all have an agenda in the package. So the first item is to approve I have to do the roll call. So I'll start with me. I'm Kevin Lavore. I'm the vice president and library board member. Jan, you can.
Oh, Jan Smith, I'm Chair of the Library Friends of Cook County.
Sarah McManus, trustee.
And Alden Veer, trustee.
Michael Gary, city representative on the trustee council.
Amanda St. John, library director, and I'm behind the camera here.
Okay. So now the next thing would be the consent agenda. That includes the agenda that Amanda sent out, the minutes from March 23rd meeting, and the bills. Is there any?
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So we've got the consent agenda. Next thing on the agenda is Friends of the Library Liaison. Jan?
Hi.
Hi.
I had to make notes so I could tell you about one thing we're doing, but we continue to work up at odds and ends. We organize and reorganize and fit this in and fit that in, so we enjoy our time up there. We have sent out emails to 11 different parties, letting them know that we are sponsoring a summer grant program. We've received 2 applications back, and Amanda and I talked earlier today to answer some questions, so I expect to see her grant and expect to approve them. With our approval, Stacy Drulard has written a grant to the Lloyd K. Johnson Foundation. It will be presented, if we receive the grant, during the November Readers and Writers Festival that the Grand Marais Art Colony hosts. The title of it will be Agency and Authenticity in Works of Fiction, Who Can Tell the Story? And it will involve a panel of at least 4 Native and Latin American authors and scholars. So we've got our fingers crossed and hope they come through, because we're also throwing in matching dollars. And she's kind of excited about it, and it was a very good grant, so we hope, to present that.
Cool.
Other than that, we just kind of go along. Yeah,
Well, that's good too.
yeah. Any questions or anything?
Just a comment that, we're not there weekly, but, just 3 out of the 4 Saturdays, we go up to odds and ends, and there's always something new in the book, some new book display or gallery or something like that, and just really appreciate the work and the organization behind it.
Yeah, I just started going back up there. I had a health problem and couldn't work for a while, so I'm kind of glad to be back up there. But Roger and Audrey Stadelman and Carl Solander, they've kind of taken care of everything, and yeah, they like arranging and rearranging, and pretty soon this display is over there, and just whatever fits with the books we get in. Yeah. I will be here next month to tell you about the grants that we award for the summer programs.
Excellent.
Great.
So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jan.
Thanks. We have old business here. It says more debriefing on the drag queen story hour event.
I'll come around.
All right.
So we can all see each other.
Sure.
If you recall, at our last meeting, Commissioner Mills thought it would be a good idea to give this another opportunity to be on the agenda in case anyone did want to come forward and was unable to attend the last meeting. Since there is no one here and it is on the agenda, I don't know if anybody here wanted to say anything more to the issue or refresh communications that we talked about or anything like that.
Not myself, I felt pretty complete last time. I think we kind of
Yeah.
went through it. I mean, I think it was a good idea to like leave it out there in case there was something out there. But I think it was more for others and not necessarily for this group.
Yeah. So with that, then, I will put this together with old business and say that June is Pride Month, and we are at the library doing we're participating in a number of ways. We're going to have a display of materials in the library, and we are going to be doing a movie night at some point, and I think it's going to be June 16th. We have committed to co-leading a drag queen story hour that will be held at the Hub. And I have been approached by Cook County Pride to help fund the program again. So the same level of commitment as we did last time in, I think it was March. I'm still talking with them about what that looks like, and I do have a strong interest from one of the Library Friends of Cook County members to support that financially, but we're still working out details.
Mm-hmm. And can you remind me to what level did we support for?
So financially, what we did was
Yeah.
$200 for the performer, which is a typical honorarium
Okay.
for the library, and then we spent, was it about $400, say, on books that were passed out to families.
Mhm.
And the value of the books, from my view, was the educational and also the discussion component that families were able to take home what they learned and talk with each other about what they experienced and just extend the experience
Mhm.
at home.
Right.
Anything else?
No,
Hmm.
that's it.
Anybody else?
Not with that, no.
No. All right, we can go on to the library director's report then.
Sure.
It's in the packet that we got.
At our last meeting, Karen, our ALS, Arrowhead Library System liaison, let us know that she'd be providing a strategic plan from Arrowhead Library System, and she did that, but I didn't put it in the board pack. So you will get it in the next board pack.
Got it.
We also were aiming to finish up revising the rules of revision policy. I didn't quite get to it. That will come in May as well. I did close the library on Monday, April 17, because of weather and travel in the blizzard conditions. Coming up, I'd like to revisit the conversation of strategic planning and intend to bring my cohort in this, Mike Roth, in to talk about the strategic planning process and to see what scope you are looking for us to launch or carry out. And we'll be talking about the budget soon. I think one of the areas that will be a little more challenging will be the biggest part, which is staffing. We still have a librarian one position open, and I'm not sure what kind of permutation I might be looking for with that remaining unfilled. Any questions?
I don't have any.
So how many hours down are you at this point?
40.
A solid 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, so what does that look like in terms of quality or level of library service? We are doing bare minimum with cataloging and purchasing materials, like we're just skirting by. We have not been able at this point to do very much weeding or maintenance of the collection. We're just trying to keep fresh things coming in. We're able to do programming, but not at the level that we'd like. I'm trying to think of glaring things, but when I start looking at something like strategic planning, I'm going to either be carrying that or I'm going to be carrying some programs. It's kind of a switch off because there's just a ceiling that I can operate on.
Mhm.
Anything else?
How is the new drainage holding up this spring?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, I haven't even heard it pumping or stressing or anything. The library is dry.
Wonderful.
But the thaw pattern was very different as well.
Mhm.
True that.
Over the winter, the air heat pumps,
Yeah.
any problems with those or anything, or have you looked at the costs? Is that made a difference? Any savings for us?
So Shane is going to be monitoring the costs and the performance, and it's going to take a little while for us
Yeah.
to see what it's actually doing.
Okay.
The environmental experience, if you were actually in the space, it worked really nicely up to a point, and then the air coming out of it felt cool, even if it was taking air in from outside, heating it, and putting it into the library. So I know it's registered for a really low temperature, but I can't even remember the month right now, if it was November or December, but there was a point at which I had to turn the thermostats back up from 66 to 67 or 8 and various of the zones of the library. So it's warm now. If you want to sit in the lobby, you can feel it blowing hot air. But pretty soon
Yeah.
we'll be in air conditioning and dehumidifying mode.
Right.
Okay.
And anything else? All right. Next thing is the fund statements from the St. Paul, Minnesota Community Foundation. It's the same stuff that we've been getting every month. In fact, some of that hasn't been it comes out like every other month, so it hasn't been since February that there's been any changes.
Right.
Is there any other questions on that? I don't know that we can ask, I guess. All right. The agenda has nothing else on it. Is there anything else? This is where I wanted to wish that Dave was here, because he and I have been discussing how Robert's rules do you adjourn a meeting and how do you adjourn it properly. And
Well-
there's 3 different ways to do it.
Ooh. Can we
If
do
you've
all
got-
3?
If you've got an agenda that you've accepted, and you get to the end, and
Yeah.
the chairman can say, we're adjourned, faster than somebody can say, I want to have a vote, then you're adjourned. There also is the way that I've always been taught, is to ask for a motion, and it's not
Yeah.
discussing and have an adjournment, and there's a couple other different ways. It's really technical.
Huh. Seems like
One
I-
person gets up right now, we wouldn't have a quorum, so we have to adjourn anyway.
But I think in general, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I would move that.
It's
motion.
been moved and Anno has seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
All right. Yeah, I